Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. I know I said that my next video would be the shading tutorial, but Berserk chapter 379 just dropped today, and I read it. And I got some things to say about it. Not specifically about the chapter, but the new art style recently. Obviously there are going to be major spoilers, so if you're not caught up with the manga, I suggest you get caught up before watching this. I'm going to be going over chapters 364 to 379, so if you haven't read those, go read them. Now, in no way am I talking shit about Berserk. I'm not trying to hate on it or anything like that. Berserk is literally my favorite thing ever. So this whole video is purely just my opinion on the new art style. And as someone who has spent the last 2 years, not 2 weeks, not 2 months, 2 years drawing Berserk panels, I think everyone talk about the new art style, especially because, well, I have based my art style off of Berserk. Anyway, just want to express my thoughts on the new style and how it could be improved, because it could definitely be improved in a few areas. Also, one last thing. I'm not a professional manga artist. I'm not even close. I'm just a 17-year-old who loves to draw pages from Berserk. That's pretty much it. I've made a single one-shot manga for a competition back in like November. It wasn't really that good, but whatever. However, I am making my own manga, so I know some fundamentals of creating manga. I'm not completely new to this. So again, not a professional, just a guy who likes to draw Berserk stuff. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, let's start with chapter 366. I know I said 366 to 379, but we're going to start at 366 because that seems to be the first full chapter that the new studio has drawn. And I'll be honest, the first few chapters they made on their own actually look better than the newer ones they've been putting out. I know why. It's one key detail that I'll get into a little later. But like, these don't look bad. They look better than the newer ones, like the 370s. There's some flaws, but nothing too major, you know. A few character design changes, I don't mind them at all because it's the first chapter they made on their own, so I get it. They're trying to test some stuff out. They're trying to recreate his style without him. I don't really know what happened on this page. I would not, I don't think he would have formatted this page like this, but maybe, I don't know. This page looks pretty good. I like this one. There's some pages that actually look really good, and there's like the newer ones that don't look as good for one element. It's one design element that they're lacking that I'll talk about later. You know, Guts looks a little different because of all the wrinkles they gave him, and the way they shade his face is a little different too. Yeah, they got a whole bunch of wrinkles near the eye, but he's angry. But also, he's never really used screen tones while shading Guts' face. At least in like the previous chapters before this, when they went digital. You'll see what I'm talking about. I think this panel's pretty cool. You know, we got Zod's claw coming down Guts. He sees it, dodges like last second. And look, this double spread, it looks good. It doesn't look bad at all. You got Zod here, facing down with Guts. It looks really good. I'd have no problem with this. This chapter, solid. The newer ones, I got some problems with them, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, next chapter, 367. Again, pretty solid art. Some slight changes here and there with just design-wise. But here's where the problem I have with the new art style sort of starts. It's not in full effect here, but it definitely starts in this chapter. The problem is the contrast with the screen tones. If you don't know what the screen tones is, it's like this grayscale stuff, which obviously there's a lot of, but it's definitely the screen tones contrast. It's not terrible in this chapter, but like after all these chapters in like the 370s, it gets really bad. And that's why I hate the new, I don't hate it, but it could be a lot better. And shading with screen tones is perfectly fine. In fact, the last chapter that Kantaro did before he passed was literally just filled with screen tones. Same with all the ones before that. But the reason I don't like the new style is because they use the exact same shade of screen tones for almost every panel. And this chapter, it's not as bad. You know, they're using gradients. I mean, it gets a little obvious here that this is just the same exact screen tone for this entire page, pretty much. Which is fine, you know, it's mostly one character. I don't have a problem with that. Like, it's nighttime, and it kind of looks like it's daytime, in a way. This is a cool panel still, I like this. But it gets really obvious. And the reason I don't like the fact that it's all the same shade is because it blends together. Like, it's a little hard to see what's different here. Like, it kind of all just meshes together. But this is fine. This is fine right here. You know, you got some nice darks, and it goes lighter, 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 and then just light. That's perfectly fine. Right here, not so much. Like, they could have made the background darker. And lighter screen tones here, that's fine. Guts could be darker. You know, he has pretty black armor. Alright, chapter 368. So yeah, the main problem I have with the new style is, well, one, the screen tones are all the same shade. But honestly, not here. Well, kind of here. But in later chapters, it gets really bad. You know, the contrast is pretty good. You got heavy blacks on the side of this panel. I mean, this is all the same exact screen tone shading, which is, you know, like this whole panel is the same exact screen tone shading. But yeah, the shading, the regular shadings, it makes up for it a little bit in this panel, so I don't mind it as much. Guts' armor can be darker again. You know, just pretty much. See what I mean? It's the same exact shade of screen toning. Just like for all the pages, it gets bad. In this chapter, it's alright for contrast, but you can definitely start to see the changes. Also, there is one major flaw in this chapter that I spotted the first time I read it, and I can never unsee it. I'm gonna see if you guys can spot it. Alright? I'll give you like 5 seconds. Do you see it? Yeah. Because if you see it, you see it. Tell me why my boy Skull Knight is riding a giraffe. Why is the horse's neck so damn long and skinny? What is that? Like, look at OG Skull Knight or even Skull Knight from chapter 361. Normal horse neck length. Like, I don't know who looked at this panel and said, yeah, that looks good. But I can't unsee this. Like, I hate this. This one panel. Why is the horse's head so damn small, but his neck is like the length of Florida? I don't understand. Why? And his design also changed slightly with the shading too, which is, you know, it's fine. It doesn't look that bad. Also, another thing, why did they change his font? Like, for his speech bubbles? Why? I know it's just a small thing, but his old font looks so much better than the new font. Like, look. Old font. New font. Old font. New font. It looks terrible. Like, it looks like my handwriting, and that's saying something because my handwriting is garbage. Alright, enough to talk about Skull Knight. Anyway, the end of this chapter really starts to show that singular screen tone shade that I've been talking about the whole time. Like, this is all the same shade. This is all the same shade. This is all the same shade. You know, like, it's just, I don't like it. I need contrast. Like, this doesn't look good. I mean, yeah, you can tell it's guts down there, but like, this entire thing, it's the exact same shade, barely shaded. So this is where it starts to get a little worse. And don't get me wrong, the artwork's still incredible, but it's just that one thing with the contrast. It's like Berserk has lost its darkness, the dark feeling of the artwork. Like, if you go back and look at Children of the Forest arc, or not Children of the Forest arc, Lost Children's arc, which is the beginning of the Conviction arc, it's so dark. That's why it's my favorite chapter for artwork wise. Like, it's so good. And here, I mean, this is still pretty good. At least there's some contrast with the screen tones. It's not just the same exact thing. This is nicer than that last panel where it showed the tree. Alright, let's talk about 369. I actually like this new shading style for the sound effects. It looks nice. I like it. You know, this chapter is pretty solid. Towards the end, I already looked a little further. It gets bad with the screen tones. Right now, it's fine. Some nice contrast here. See, look, this page looks good. You know, we got gut suffering, as always. Yeah, this is like the same shade, but you know, that's alright. Got Skull Knight. This is the same shade. You know, they all get Thanos snapped. Yeah, this page, I hate this. What? Why? Why do none of them have faces? Why? That's just lazy. That's a pretty big panel. That's like damn near a third of the page. Why did none of them have faces except for these two? And they're not even like they're not even fully drawn. That's just lazy to me, to be honest. Again, the exact same screen tone for literally all of it, except for like the very back here. Same screen tone. Okay, these clouds actually look a little nice. And you got suffering, like always. And that's it. That's the end of that chapter. Alright, 370. Starts out not too bad, you know. We got some contrast here, going down. Shit looks good. These panels are pretty good. And then we get to the second page. It's literally... Come on. Come on. Really? Really? You get me? Like, look, there should be a lot more of this. Where it goes from darker to lighter. Not this. This is literally one shade. And that's it. And it goes like that for pretty much the rest of the chapter until we get the Guts suffering once again. This is alright, you know, because they shade darker and then go lighter. That's fine. Also, the character designs changed a bit. Like, Farnius looks a little different. But all their character designs look different. This is a really cool panel. I like this one. See, look. Darkness. Blacks. Use more of them. Please. Please. Stop shading with one screen tone shade. I hate it. And then, yep. We got suffering yet again. And I actually like this one. Because, like, dark to light. Dark's on the Berserker armor. This I don't mind. This is fine. It's one character. Plus a flashback. See? Darks to lights. It looks better than just one shade. This side could be a little darker, not gonna lie. You know, lights hitting it from this way, so that would be a little darker. Which it kind of is, but I don't know. We could have made it a little darker. Alright, 371. Gets a little better. You know. Got some nice blacks in here. Then, you know, we got the gradients. Like, there should be a lot more of this. This dark etching, and then to light. That's perfect. I don't really know why this looks like this, why it was formatted like this. Again, I don't know. Maybe he would have done it the same way. I don't know. I think it looks a little weird. Still looks cool though. Yeah, this chapter is actually pretty solid for the artwork. They actually do add a lot more blacks in this chapter. Yeah, this panel. This panel's really good. You know, they got the corners shaded. The blacks of the cape and the pants are really popping out. We're actually gonna jump to like chapter 373 because the last chapter and most of this chapter is just the same shade, and I think you guys are gonna be tired of me saying that. But we need more of this. Look, like the nice blacks, they pop out. All the darker shading looks really nice. You know, got Beast of Darkness right here. Darks to lights. Like, all this looks good. We need more of this. See? Contrast with the screen tones. Please, more. Darks really pop out in this one. Like, they need to just add more black. They need to stop using so much screen tone shading. This panel looks really good. His face looks a little weird here, so I don't know what that's about. I think should be like a little bigger, I guess. I think I'd make his eye bigger and his mouth a little bigger. And his jawline would like end here. I don't know though. Like this panel, good. Yeah, this chapter's pretty good so far. Alright, I'm gonna skip a few chapters again, because I want to talk about this one. So, you know, we got him in the, that one state, forget the name of it. Like the spiritual state. Him and Shirke, you know. This looks good. I like the shading on this. Because it's not one shade of screen toning. You know, they use a lot of like little circles, different screen tones. Like that looks good. They need to do more of that. Not one shade. You know, we got him in jail. This looks really good. I mean, yeah, this building is the main focus, but they could have done better with these buildings in the back. Yeah, I know this. It's only like maybe 2/4 of the page, but they could have done a little bit more work. That's kind of crazy. These buildings in the background. This building does look really good though. We'll be talking more about the buildings in the Kushan Empire. 377. Alright, this is where my hatred for the screen tones actually started. With this chapter. I didn't really notice it with the other chapters the first time I read those, but I really started to notice it with this one. Yeah, we got this first page. It's actually not that bad. They got some nice shading. Most of it is the same screen tone, but the details are nice. Then we get to this page. I know this is a smaller page, but why are none of these buildings detailed at all? They're literally just shaded with screen tones. Like, how are you gonna show me this, right? All these little details, and then not do anything for any of these buildings? What? Why? Why? Like, you could have made detailed shingles on this roof, I know that's a tarp, but like here, why are they just white? And why did you only shade with the screen tones? I don't get it. To save time? Like, you're gonna make everything else super detailed and then just not do anything here? That's not the only time this happens. Because it happens in, I'm pretty sure, the next few pages. Yeah, this is just more of the same shade of screen tones for literally everything. And then blah blah blah. Ricky remembers all that. This. What? Why? Why? There's no detail here. You slapped screen tones on it and called it a day. Like, this, what? Why? Like, look how detailed it was in the last chapter. Hold on. Look how detailed this was. Look, super detailed. All the roofs, all the sides of the building. And then you go back to this chapter, and it's just screen tones. Why? Why? You couldn't even do like any of this? It's like bare minimum, but come on. This is just lazy. If Kantara was still here, he would have shaded this way better. I would have shaded this way better, to be honest. I would not look at this and say, yeah, that looks good. You just leave it at that. Like, no, shade it. Don't just slap screen tones on it. This is where, like, it really started. I saw this, I'm like, I hate this. This looks like shit. Like, they're not really even cross-hatching anymore. They're just slapping screen tones and stuff. I mean, you got some nice cross-hatching here and here. But for the most part, they're just shading with screen tones. That's what I don't like. I'd rather see cross-hatching. Because it looks nicer. It looks nicer in my opinion. I don't know. I don't use digital art or anything like that. See, like, actually using lines for people instead of just slapping screen tones on them. It just looks worse. This panel is pretty detailed. You know, you got the chandeliers and all the people. But again, one screen, it's just one shade of screen toning. That's it. Like, there's no details on the walls or the pillars, like no hatching or anything. I mean, yeah, there's like a ton of detail though for the people. But then it's just, I want to see more. I'm sorry. I know it's a bit of a smaller panel. That's still like almost half the page. And they got big tablets, so they could have worked on it. And they can zoom in. So they could always add more details, more than traditional artists like me can, for sure. Again, take away the screen tones on this panel right here. You literally just have outlines. There's no shading, there's no hatching or anything. It is literally, oh shit, happened. Literally just an outline. They only shaded this panel with screen tones, except for like right there. Like right here, just tiny, tiny lines. I know the walls are like supposed to be white, but still, come on. You could shade it better than that. And again, like I said, I feel like Berserk has lost its darkness in the art, because it's all gray. It's all gray or white. Like, there's almost no black. Yeah, you got this mustache, that's fine. But like, look here. Like, it just all mixes together. Or at least for me it does. See, it's all gray. Singular screen tones again. See, this is nice. Got a lot of hatching here. You know, dark, light. Got Farnese, who actually looks pretty good here. Not a whole ton of screen toning on her. Because, look, this looks better because it actually has shading, and it's not just screen tones. Yeah, I got the Dungeon Cellar with Guts is. And I don't really know. I don't really know what they did here. This panel just looks weird to me. I don't know. Very thick lines, lots of screen toning. I feel like they're adding too many wrinkles to Guts' face. And that's supposed to be like a very high intensity emotion panel, but I don't know. I think they're doing something wrong there. Rakshas looks pretty good. Like, I like this panel. See? They should use more of this. This exact thing. Because look, we go to chapter 364. Look, this is the last chapter Kentaro made before he died. He doesn't just use one singular shade. He uses multiple. And it looks so much better than... Look. It looks so much better than this. It's so much contrast. You see what I mean? Yeah, this pen is actually pretty cool. I like this. There's a lot of details for this. And look, they add details to here. Like, really? Like, you're gonna add details here, but not for those other panels? Like, they shade this. It's not just screen tones, I can tell. You do that here for this very, very tiny part of this page, but you're not gonna do that for the other panels. Come on, that's just lazy. All right, 378. They did a little better with this chapter. You know, we got Rakshas killing pretty much everybody. But look at the shading. It looks good. It looks nice. It's not just one fucking screen tone. They kind of shaded here a little bit. It's not just screen tone shading, which is nice. Same here. That's just screen tone shading back there, but that's a small panel, so I don't care. See, look, they're doing more shading here, more actual like hatching. And then this is nice. What is darkness? Yeah, they all start fighting. Blah blah. They use a little bit of lines here. That panel's fine. This looks good. This is literally just outlines with screen toning. Like, look. You take away the screen tones, most of this page would just be white, which I hate. This looks nice. I like this. Like, there are times when one shade of screen tones looks fine, but most of the time it just doesn't work. And look, they actually like shaded the walls this time, not just slap screen toning on there. See, details, lots of details. Pretty much no details, but yeah, that's a very small part of this panel, so that's fine. Alright, 379, newest chapter that just came out yesterday. I'm recording this over like 2 days. I like the hatching. I love the hatching here. It looks really nice. Screen tones, fine, because there's a lot of hatching. This looks nice. These buildings, they look nice. This does not. Pretty much no details. This literally all just blends together for me. Like, they could have shaded this better. I know it's supposed to be dark out now, so maybe it's better. I don't know. And I know this is supposed to be like all mist and stuff, but they could have added more detail. I don't know why they didn't. Could have added more detail to these roofs, you know. Like, look at these buildings. These buildings look really good. They look nice because they're super detailed and they're not just shaded with screen tones. They look nice. This looks good. Well, you know, here we are with Guts. Rakshas is trying to find him. He is in a cellar, so I guess screen toning is fine here. They got a little bit of a gradient going on here, which is good. And then it ends. Pretty big cliffhanger, not gonna lie. Alright, that's pretty much the end of my rant, but I do want to go back to some of the last chapters Kentaro made, because he also used the same screen tone shades to cover panels, but the reason his looks so much better is because he would balance it out by adding more black. Like this, most of this is the same screen tone, but there's blacks in between the tree roots, so it balances out. It doesn't look as bad. Like here, he uses the same screen tone shade, but he also adds like white and black to mix it out, or to balance it out, sorry. Especially here, this is all the same screen tone, but he uses so much black and shades with lines so much more than the new ones that it looks better. I don't mind this at all because it looks good. That's what they need to add. They need to add more blacks. They need to start shading with these just normal lines again. They need to stop just slapping screen tones onto stuff and calling it a day. It's not working. Very, very heavy blacks. We don't have that anymore in the newer chapters. This looks so good. That's what the newer chapters are missing. They only shade with gray and white. There's like pretty much no contrast unless it's like Rakshas or something like that. See? Gradients. Very dark shading. Dark shading goes to lighter. Goes back to dark. He did it better. He did it so much better. This looks good. It's just not one gray scale of screen tones. See? Not even this. Gradients going all the way down, and then you got more detail for the floor, all the grass, and back to this page. Like, he uses pretty much, it looks like 3 different shades of screen toning. You know, you got dark for the background, then he goes a little lighter, and then very light, and then just white for like the light. And look, screen tones pretty much all over the entire tree, but he adds darkness in between the wood to make it look better, and then black for the background to add contrast. That's what they need to do more of, and they should add more of this, like this cross hatching here. Like, it just looks better. And even here, most of this is the same exact screen tone, but it looks better because 1, the lines are thicker, and 2, he adds more black. And it actually shades with lines, not just screen tones. See what I mean? It just looks better than this. And he leaves more white space too. See? Like they're shading way too much with gray. And I get that art styles change. Berserk having one of the craziest art style evolutions I've ever seen in manga. Like, it's insane. You look at the Black Swordsman arc, volume 1, 2, and 3 to what it is now, or before he passed away, it's insane. Like, the detail is just, it's unreal. So I get that Berserk will forever look different and won't look as good as it used to, especially, since Kantara's gone, sadly. But I'm still gonna read until it's finished, because there's no way in hell I'm gonna miss the ending to Berserk. No way. So yeah, I'm really just in it for the story now, not so much the artwork, since it feels like it lost what made it feel so special. But who knows, maybe they'll look back and see how much it's changed and try to go back to the old way. Doubtful, but maybe they will. I don't know. Alright, that's about it. That's all I really have to say. I just hope they add more contrast, stop shading everything with screen tones, and add details to smaller areas. And if they're really shading with screen tones to save time, I'd rather them just not. I'd rather wait months and have more detail than to wait, well, still months and have less detail. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'd rather just see more. I don't want them to rush it. That's all I really care about. So yeah, sorry for another long ass video. I'm gonna try to keep the shading tutorial under 30 minutes, because I don't know why these videos are taking so long. Anyway, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about the new style in the comments down below, because I'm pretty interested in what other people think about the new style. Yeah, I love talking about Berserk, if you couldn't tell. It's like all I really do. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys think my opinion's ass. There's probably some people out there that do, which is fine. Oh, and I have a Discord where we just kind of chill and talk about Berserk. Some people post art in there and ask for feedback, which I usually give along with some other people in there. So yeah, feel free to join that if you want. Alright, that's it. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye!